Nerf this!
Hey guys, welcome back to Clash with Corey. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. Check out the details, my video when you get a chance. In there, I've got links to my Discord server. I've got links to WHF's recruiting Discord server. Also got links to WHF's live streamers. If you want to see some of our CWL Wars live, give them a follow. With that, let's get into this video. Last 2 days, I put out videos on this new Electrone attack. Both at Town Hall 10, Town Hall 11, and 12. So today, right now, we're going to take a closer look at the Town Hall 10 version. We've had some more time to practice it. We've seen it used more in war. I've practiced it a lot, so I'm going to try and give you some tips and some tricks, and you know what I mean, kind of an honest assessment, because the first Town Hall 10 video I showed you guys, the very first attack was by Sin in WHF2, and he got massive value from the Electrone portion, and it was just a really easy lalo on the back end of the base. So I'm going to be honest with you guys, I haven't seen that kind of value since then. There was a lot of things that went really right for Sin on that attack, and there's a lot more things that can go wrong with it. It can still be a very successful attack, don't get me wrong. Some guys like Nyx have great success with it, but we're also running into some issues. So we're going to take a closer look at what you need to do to make it work, what to kind of avoid, all that sort of thing. So we're going to take a look at Huki going in here on this hit, and we'll see what he's obviously going for the queen. Now I'm going to pause real quick. Look at the sweepers. He's not fighting the sweepers with the blimp. The sweepers can be a big problem. They can really push the blimp off of where you're targeting it. They can really push the electro drag back. You know what I mean? It can really limit the kind of value that you're going to get out of this sort of thing, and it's definitely been an issue. So you'll see in this one, he had a big dragon come out of his CC, and as a result of that, he is not going to get the queen kill or the CC kill. It does get close, gets the queen pretty close, gets the big dragon pretty close, but we still got a queen up, we've still got a big dragon up. So as a fresh hit, if you're coming out on some of these mixed CCs that target air, that can really slow your E-drag down, might prevent you from getting that queen kill. Also, like we covered before, sweepers really push you off track, really bully your E-drag around, and really reroute him to the trash outside the base instead of taking out value inside the base, including the queen and a lot of defenses with that chain lightning ability. So he does get his heroes down, manages to get the enemy CC killed with heroes, but that mixed CC there does definitely limit the amount of value he probably would have otherwise gotten from those suicide heroes. Is he even going to get that air defense? Yeah, I think he'll get the air defense, but... So really what saves this one, and you know, he's fighting sweepers on this too. He did only use 2 clone spells, you know what I mean? Has some more spells left over. Very nice freeze on that sweeper right there to keep those loons moving in towards the queen. Would have been nice if he could have frozen the queen too, but looks like since she's low health, he's gonna be able to get her taken care of. But you know, basically what saves this thing is he's already very good at lalo. You know, pups end up getting the queen while she's locked onto loons. Bit of good luck there, because he did not have a skelly spell to finish her. But yeah, basically, he managed to save this raid, even though he probably didn't get the value he was looking for out of the E-drag, and probably didn't get the value he was looking for out of the Sui with a very nice lalo. But this is typical of what we're seeing on a lot of these. Even though he wasn't fighting the sweepers, he ran into a mixed CC, and so he didn't get the queen kill, didn't get the CC kill. So we're looking at a more honest assessment of this attack, because they don't all go like Sin's attack did in the first Town Hall 10 video. But, you know, very nice. Huki does still manage to pick up the triple on this with a very, very, very nice lalo. Well done. Now we're going to take a look at... Actually, we're going to take a look at one of the things that go wrong on this attack next. We're going to look at credits tent on 18. Where are you at, credit? Oh, yeah, you're at tier 1 down here. All right. So we're going to replay number 2. So take a look at this. He's got 2 clone spells coming in. This is more or less the same army that Huki had going in the last one. Now, why did he put down 2 loons first? He should have waited a little bit. Those 2 loons can soak up the first fire from an air defense, and they can also soak up black bombs that are near the air defense. So those 2 loons are a really good call, but he should have held off on that blimp a little bit further so those loons could get in there and soak up black bombs, soak up some of the fire from that thing there. Alright, so you look at his clone spell. He got it off the mark a little bit. Alright, unfortunately, he misses that loon with that first clone spell. So he gets the second clone spell down on him, but that first clone spell was entirely wasted. entirely wasted. So since he missed that first clone spell, they weren't able to zoom out ahead of the E-Drag, start taking out, you know, air defenses, start soaking up fire from air defenses. And as a result, that Electro Dragon goes down really, really fast. It had the Queen firing on it. It had 2 air defenses firing on it. It had a single target Inferno in range. So by missing that first clone spell, we didn't get the tanking and the firepower from those loons, so that E-Drag went down really fast. As you can see, it really didn't get hardly any value at all for the 2 clone spells that were used with this raid. You know, and that's one of the things that can happen on this. Now we're going to show another successful hit with this. Going to be Nick's hit on 23. So let's take a look. Where is he going in with this? So if you look at the sweeper direction, he's not going to fight the sweeper, smart man. He also sent in some test loons first. They took out that archer tower and they soaked up a black bomb. Otherwise that loon wouldn't have gotten nearly as far in as it did. So he gets that clone spell down immediately when that blimp's going to pop. Very nice placement there too. Had the rage spell down even ahead of time. So loons are going to work backwards, but that's okay. They clear out that whole section of the base. The E-Drag does get the queen kill, and, you know, gets some more chain lightning value in there as well. So for 2 clone spells, not too shabby. Not too shabby here at all. And he's going to cap this off with an excellent suicide hero portion. You know what I mean? You'll notice all these... That whole side was very well funneled, so he's able to send his king in front of his queen and get some really good value. Even has that baby dragon left up that was doing that funneling up there for the suicide hero portion, speeding that portion of the attack along until it goes down to the air defense. You'll see he's got some wall breakers in this composition. He's going to be breaking into this wall, you know, 1 level in there. That way he can reach also that bomb tower and that air defense. Pro moves right there. I'm going to go ahead and times 2 it because I got several attacks to show in this video. Probably going to start getting long if we don't. So he got really good value on that Sui hero portion, and he's coming in, you know what I mean, behind a sweeper. Very, very nice. He is coming into a multi-target Inferno, and that's dangerous. So he goes ahead and freezes it, because that can damage a lot of loons really fast. So very nicely done there. So he got good value on this one. That being said, you know, he still had to come in with very nice Lalo. It wasn't the kind of value we saw from Sinister's attack, you know, where there's only maybe 8 defenses left. You know, but he also just used 2 clone spells. So I'd say this one very, very successful. Unfortunately, none of his hounds even popped, so it's a good thing he got cleanup down early. And I like this touch. He lured the hound over to the bottom side there so minions wouldn't get stuck on it and pop it, which is very nice because he doesn't have any pups to help out with that, with killing all those pups. So he saves a loon and he uses it right there where the hound is. That way no minions are going to come over there and lock onto the hound, because that loon that can't target the hound, can't pop it, is taking care of all the buildings in that area. So very nice pro move by Nick on this one. Let's go ahead and times 4 it through the rest of this. Very beautiful hit. So it was nice. He didn't fight the sweepers. Got into a section right next to the queen. He had the rage down ahead of time, and he had the clones down immediately when that blimp popped, right where that loon was going to be. So very nicely done. Now let's take a look at Trevor's attempt on number 18, because got another example. I want to be fair. I don't just want to show you guys the smashes and think you're going to go out and smash every base of this attack. Basically, we're seeing this work the best for people who are already very skilled at Lalo. And credit Lalo and Trevor, also very skilled at Lalo, but getting this blimp value can be tricky. Definitely very tricky. So use some loons to tank that single target Inferno, get that blimp in a little deeper. Very nice. Now, Rage is going to come down and clone. Oh, man. So it looks like the clone spell was a little bit late. Just a little bit late, and that loon was taken out. It was placed well. The loon was right there. Honestly, I don't know why it didn't spawn. Must have been just a little too late, and that loon was taken out first. So we only had 1 clone spell on this raid, so we only would have got, you know what I mean, 4 loons anyways, I believe. But you know, those 4 loons matter. They really tank for that E-Drag. They take out air defenses. And once again, we had that E-Drag taking really heavy fire from several air defenses, from single target Inferno, from the enemy queen. And as a result, she's not going to go down. In fact, she's not even touched. So once again, it's tricky. All right, it's going to take a lot of practice to get this value out of the blimp. I suggest you don't. Go right into sweepers. You definitely have to practice your spell drops to make sure you're getting plenty of value. So with that, let's take a look at Trevor's hit on 31. Actually, we just go right down here. Nick had another triple with it as well. So very, very nicely done. Since I just showed Trevor's fail, I better show a successful hit. So, look at this. Once again, we got some test loons coming in, trying to clear any black bombs in that area. Maybe could have used a couple more, just to kind of tank that air defense a little bit better. So his E-drag stops right there. Once again, his clone spell's a little late, but he gets it down before that loon goes down, so that is very, very nice. So they do go in there and grab some value. Unfortunately, look at that E-drag. Instead of going in there after the queen, he backs out of the base and starts targeting trash buildings. And I had that happen to me a ton in practice. I'm like, how in the heck do I get this thing to work? Now, luckily, he only committed, I believe, 1 clone spell to this, so he's got plenty of spells left. Remember, he's still got a pretty large lalo. Three hounds and 21 loons with 6 hastes and a freeze, so he's got a nice size army to get through the rest of this base, but unfortunately that E-drag not picking up quite the value he wanted it to. The queen is very low health. That does help, so if a few minions or pups breathe on her, she's going to go down. And the E-drag is doing some cleanup, and he'll also take out some more defenses on that outer ring as he's targeting that town hall as well. So he has a pretty nice Sui hero portion come in. Doesn't break in or anything, but still gets some good value. And really narrows out the base. So, you know, not bad value from the entry, even though he didn't get the queen. And pretty good value from the Sui as well. So with the size of army and the number of spells that he's got left, he's going to be able to take this base down just fine. Starting to haste him through there. Wow, looks like he's not going to be fighting a sweeper at all. That's very, very nice. You know, and I'm sure he planned that with the area that he took out and the area that he took out with heroes, where the area where he's going to be entering, not going to have to fight any sweepers, so very nicely planned on that. Unfortunately, we do have a bunch of pups stuck on this hound over here, but, you know, with those 3 hounds and those loons coming in behind, he's going to have enough pups to get those dealt with, so very nice lalo, and really well planned on this. Even though the E-drag didn't cooperate as much as he was hoping it would, it was just well planned. The area that he took out and the area that he suited with heroes were probably like the only 2 areas that were really covered by sweepers. So he's able to come in as lalo from an angle that he didn't have to fight sweepers at all. And as a result, he really crushes this base. You know, 2 haste left over, swag 2 haste on it. So there you go. There's some assessment for you. This is going to require a lot of practice to get the value that you're looking for out of that E-drag, definitely. You know, try not to fight a sweeper with it, because that's really going to screw up your value, and you definitely got to practice getting those spells down in time. Best thing I've seen is having the rage down before it pops, well before it pops, if you're knowing where it's going to pop, and have those clone spells down immediately when it pops, right where those loons are. Those are going to be very key into being successful with this attack, and mostly that's a lot of practice. You know what I mean? Lots and lots of practice. If you're new to lalo, I wouldn't start on this attack. I definitely wouldn't. I would start with a record lalo and practice there until you get really good at the lalo portion. But if you're already really good at lalo, then by all means practice this entry, practice your Sui heroes, and you're going to definitely have some success with this, like Nick is. All right, and you know, Trevor had a triple with it, Hookie had a triple with it. We got some other guys that are tripling with it, definitely. But I definitely wanted to let you guys know the honest assessment of it, some trouble that you might run into, and you're not always going to smash it as hard as Sin did in his attack. All right, I hope you liked the video, and I'll see you in the next one.
Nerf this!